A note to the viewer. What you are about to see is a series of sophisticated events, which may or may not have happened here. You will be privy to scenes which are not real. They were dreamt up by a university undergrad who had way too much time on their hands. And they do not accurately represent the faith, safety, and morals of this prestigious establishment. As I was saying, no one you are about to see is a professional actor, but they will try and be for you. They are real people that I've forced to be my acting monkeys for an entire semester, and were not paid fairly for their time. This is mainly because we didn't have a budget. That being said, please don't tattle on us. Not to any of the Catholic clergy within the Diocese of Cleveland, Youngstown, or Philadelphia, and especially not the Screen Actors Guild. Consider this our sacred covenant between director and audience member. You don't tell anyone who can kick us out, and we give you a few laughs and a very distorted view of our own little world. Agreed?
Where is he? I'll call you back.
Okay.
Why didn't you answer my calls?
I took the train.
Did you bring it? Oh, sit down. Everything seems to be in order. Deal's a deal. But I figure there aren't too many people who would care to gossip about such things. Nonetheless, this is one of my favorite memories, so I can recognize your acute interest in the matter, being my primary editor. Just goes to show how I still don't understand the reader's interests. At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, that was during the period of purgatory during which many did suffer for the kingdom, I, like the other chicanerous undergraduates at the time, felt an incredible monotony overtake me with the then imposed restrictions on travel and recreation. This, however, was not to say that we had any lack of activity taking place, within the then grand establishment of the Center for Pastoral Leadership. Of course, we kept up with our studies when it suited us, and we partook of the local drive-through cuisine that was quite notable in the Cuyahoga River Valley at the time. This, however, did not prove enough to quell our incessant need for extravagance on a municipal level. That was when certain members of the community banded together to form our own political divides. 5 nations were created. Let me say, things were quite marvelous. Borders were drawn up, every hall had a patron saint, and the men respected each other's sovereignty. Everything seemed to flourish as intended, until...
This is horrible.
I know, sir. After a nearly flawless semester with no political unrest, it's a shame to see a war.
What? Who cares about that? Who do they think they are? These absolute asinine administrators. Don't they get tired of naming things after him? Elijah Washington John Linsmith has been a plague on our seminary since its very conception.
Are you referring to Eli Linsmith, the first priest ordained to the Diocese of Cleveland?
Of course.
Eli Linsmith, the priest whose name is on every parish hall and bathroom stall from Toledo to Steubenville?
Yes.
Eli Linsmith, the oblivious military chaplain who before Custer's last stand fell into a ditch, missed the entirety of the battle, and later donated his rotted out teeth for future generations of dentists to study?
The same.
Oh.
It's an abomination. If we're rededicating this library, it should be the Bishop Nellie Perez Memorial Library. By Ratzinger Zucchetto, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Of course, sir.
I care not for your approval.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Who are you?
Jingleheimer, sir. Jacob Jingleheimer. But you can call me JJ.
No, I don't think I will. When did you get here?
The beginning of the semester, like everybody else.
Nobody notified me.
I'm very much an introvert, sir. I'm not terribly good at making any friends.
Whatever. Just do what I tell you, and you'll make it, son. Now go assemble the sovereigns.
Right away, sir.
Are you kidding me? I have a paper due in an hour.
Hallo? Wie bitte? Kümmert er sich nicht um den Schulplan?
Si pronto.
The Watchman is requesting an emergency meeting under Order Number 233 of the Borromeo Convention.
No, sta intramponando la mia preghiera. Uffa. Mamma Maria, ora pro nobis.
Hello? Good, you're right there.
Hello? Whoa, brother. I just got back from the Hermitage.
Hello? Yeah, oh, okay, this ought to be good. I assume it's about main hall. Okay, see you in a bit.
Gentlemen, as the self-appointed watchman for the Center for Pastoral Leadership, and as the only neutral party here at our session of our exclusive club, I've called upon all of you, the Sovereign Society, for a singular purpose.
Oh, by Zeus, what would that be?
Anarchy. Complete institutional anarchy.
Anarchy?
Possibly arson. Grand larceny isn't off the table either. This is about the library, if you weren't aware.
We have an understanding with the administration. Why do you want to upset that? There's nowhere to go except back home if we get in trouble.
This is true. But for the sake of the community, and because I can't stand the idea of Father Elijah Washington John Linsmith.
Why do we have to say his full name every time we say it?
Because it's the law.
Is it?
As I was saying, because I can't stand the thought of him also being immortalized in what's supposed to be our place of study, I propose that we introduce a little consternation.
Well, I can't speak for the rest of us here. I can't speak for the province of Capuchin Hallway, and we will never take part in such a preposterous catastrophe. We must preserve the Pax Cappuccini that holds this place together, if all else fails.
Mr. Pucks, you are the watchman of the realm, but I don't think this is the time to start a brouhaha.
Brouhaha!
Fracas, sir. We have our hands full as it is.
We have our own problems to deal with, Mr. Pox, most of them domestic. Now, are we going to talk diplomacy about the impending civil war within my hallway? Honestly, I just want to talk calmly and politely to my troubled subjects.
It was at that moment the emissary from the fiefdom of Turnertown, an illegitimate government at the time, arrived late to the meeting. However, it was the society's intention to keep it a secret, particularly from him.
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
Oh my gosh, get out of here, turd!
As it would turn out, that was the motivation Commandant Shell would need to start a legitimate fracas.
I never thought that I'd see the sovereign society turn into a committee of bureaucratic cowards before I finished my undergrad. The pandemic turned you all into softies.
Despite the Watchman's attempts, the society could not be caroused into entertaining such an absurd notion. That being said, all grand ideas are often called preposterous before they actually succeed.
I hope you remember this moment, when our sacred institutions crumble to the ground after we've gone. You leave nothing for future generations.
You know, it's not actually that bad of a portrait. For a man with no teeth, a pretty bad case of gangrene, and several inverted ribs, he really only looks mildly disgruntled. The poor Clares loved him, you know. It's a good thing they had a cloister because he smelled absolutely awful. It's such a shame that this will be the object of praise tomorrow.
Yes, sir. But if I may, I suppose that it is the only thing in here that would clue anyone in as to why we're changing the name. The painting is kind of it, sir. Wait, what is that?
It's called modernism, my dear boy, and it has no place in a theological library.
We knew it wouldn't be long before the clergy would be notified of the robbery, although perhaps we trusted a little too much in Father Might's flawed vision.
I will say, it's not as explosive as I would have liked, but I'm glad we did something. Wouldn't you agree, Heimer?
Yes, but...
Hold that thought, Heimer.
Telegram for you, sir.
Heimer, you were supposed to be giving this to me. Well, now they're mad. This isn't like them. They should have expected this type of behavior out of us.
I don't know about this one, sir. Sometimes I do things in the moment and regret them later.
Really? I don't. Regret them, that is. I practically live spontaneously.
I'm starting to worry about this one. Also, what about the impending civil war in Mainhall? Shouldn't we do something about that?
Oh, put that out of your mind, dear boy. There's no time to sit and dwell in the past, and every day it seems there's less and less time to dream about the future. It reminds me of a verse by Wordsworth, but never mind that. What we need to do now is we need to take this painting and hide it, or better yet, smuggle it out of here. It really is a fine work, and I'm not one to bash true art.
But I thought you hated it.
Oh, what do you take me for, Heimer? I'm a convoluted schemer, not some aesthetically depraved Nazi. Give me the rest of the day to figure out a plan for it, and then come back at 8 o'clock sharp.
Monsignor Croce, this is a disaster. We need to do something. The bishop will be here tomorrow. And if there's no painting, there's no bishop. If there's no bishop, there's no support. And without support...
Pull yourself together, mate. There's no way in heck that they are closing this place down. Not while I'm in charge. We're going to catch the very person who did it, and I know who it is. We have to catch him before he slips right out of our grasp, just like they did before.
You're right, of course. It's just the benefactors will not be happy if they find out it's been stolen.
I understand the animosity towards it. I do. If the choice had been given up to me, I would have hung a beautiful portrait of my predecessor on the wall to honor his inexhaustible work in seminary formation.
It was common knowledge that the Monsignor had a post-mortem devotion to his forebear, the Reverend Father Jimmy T. Bishop, who during his time as Dean of Students instituted the rule necessary for modern diocesan formation in the Cleveland Diocese. It always seemed as if Croce wanted to follow in his footsteps, so to speak.
What is it?
There's a diaconate candidate that says there's a deal going down tonight to smuggle the painting off the property.
Off the property? Those guys must really hate that thing.
I know these guys all too well. We have to be the ones to strike first. We have no time to waste.
Should we really get the graduates involved? They're very unreliable foot soldiers.
I want church ushers at every parish for at least 30 miles, and I want campus police patrolling the parking lots for the next 7 hours. I want graduates making entry and exit from this campus from across campus. We are going to go door to door until we search every cloister, coat closet, car trunk, and sacred art until we find that painting. These men are professional hooligans, and they know how we work. Well, what are you waiting for? A parish assignment? Go!
As it would also turn out, Johnny Schell had undergone preparations for the coming onslaught. He had named himself Commandant of the Nachtwächterstadt, or the monarchist state of Turnertown, whose primary goal was to protect its citizens from aggression and armed conflict, yet the dawn of this nation was proving to be one steeped in blood.
Bienvenue. Have you got everything ready?
Yep, the buyer will be here in the next 15 minutes, although he was vague on the way that he wanted to be paid.
Oh, wonderful. Now get the painting out of the closet and then bring it over here.
Hey guys.
What is it, Benny J?
Well, the faculty's looking for you.
Tell them we'll be right there. Heimer, have you ever been interrogated by the authorities?
Yes, on one occasion.
What?
I was sent to the principal's office for smearing Gorilla Glue on the faculty toilets.
Right, then you know the drill. Zip it. You didn't hear anything about a missing portrait.
Right.
Now grab the painting. The meeting is happening within the hour.
What's the entire term on?
Anything but that. It's not even snow. How can I help you, gentlemen?
By order of the faculty and staff of the Center for Pastoral Leadership, Diocese of Cleveland, I hereby expel you in regards to the theft of the dead priest painting in the soon-to-be renamed Theological Library, to which you must return it at once.
I knew there was something wrong with how quiet things were today. The painting is missing, and you think I've done it.
Hey!
Father, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I just know that the story gets a little hazy at this point, and I think I may have combined it with a couple other stories from my youth.
Well, we can get to the bottom of it eventually. I'm recording all of this for my own purposes.
That's a relief. Well, let's just go to the next part. You see, I had forgotten about the faculty's especially peculiar involvement in the matter of the missing portrait. They themselves were not blind to the fact that Father Linsmith was not much to look at. In all honesty, they were probably happier to see the old man leave than we were. The fact that they were after us in this particular instance was less about the stolen painting and more about maintaining the dignity of their own office.
What floor? There are only 2 floors.
2 it is.
Forgot the painting.
Good evening, gentlemen. I was in the lavatory today and I found something that I thought you might want.
Thank you, my boy.
Of course.
What is that?
It's him.
Did you bring the thing?
Did you bring the thing?
Clearly. I suppose, in a situation like this, each party should give the other what they want.
I suppose you'd be right.
I suppose you could come to this side of the fence.
Now hold on. I'm on this side of the fence. You should come over to my side.
No way.
Mr. Pants.
All right, fine. You know, Heimer, I've known you for half a day, and you stuck with me through all this tomfoolery. I dare say none of the other seminarians would have done that.
We're brothers now.
Oh, right. You could have wrapped it.
You get what you get.
Countrymen, today is the day when we claim what's rightfully ours, the independence of the monarchist state of Turnertown.
What? Monarchism believes the only legitimate function a government has is to prevent aggression towards its own people.
Yeah?
You're an idiot.
Shut up! Attack!
Looking for this? Well done. Quick, grab the key.
Get the ladder.
I got you. I finally got you. I must admit you are quite bold coming back here. Dumb, but bold. I waited a long time for this, through all the pranks and practical jokes and near occasions of burning down the building, but it was all in vain, wasn't it? I always knew it was you, although I could never prove it. I always knew what kind of delinquent hid behind this black bow tie. This is
Tell you the truth, I can't remember what I put up there for the life of me. But the bishop must have liked it because everyone had their job the next day.
What about the war?
I figured that the pressure had to be released at some point. I mean, the whole appeal of the hallway governments was to give the men some hilarity in quarantine. A little skirmish was just a small way to share that.
So you two didn't get into trouble?
Well, if you account for the light slap on the wrist that we would always get due to our lack of hard evidence. But looking back, I think it was more than just a charade.
More than what?
Parting gift for my greatest opponent. You know, it's experiences like that that affirmed as well as challenged me to be better. Although I did get myself into trouble a lot. This place, after all, was like a second home. Just hope that guys today will still feel that way about it.
Shi 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 be dim dim do de da do.